Hello, hey, good morning or good evening. Welcome back to all my channel. Uh, in this video, I'm coming up with another amazing content on the vector embeddings and Chroma DB and the Llama index. How we can use these three open source components together to create the vector embeddings and storing into the Chroma DB that is an open source. So first of all, let's see the what is the Llama index. Llama index is a is a data framework that will allow us to connect our data sources to the LLM based applications. Like assume that we are trying to interact with an OpenAI or any open source model, and if we wanted to provide a context when we are asking the questions to the this model and connect our private data sources that is not available on the internet to these models, we can use this Llama index is to make this data available to our LLM based applications or the models. That's what we call it as a RAG. In the RAG, we mostly use this Llama index to content augmentation. You can read more about this one in the internet. And the other one is the Hugging Face. Hugging Face is like a model registry. The way we have the Docker registry, container registry, it's more like a Docker registry where it will have all the models, large language models or machine learning models get deployed, stored, and we can use them to deploy those applications using these models into our environments. And also it will have a Python APIs to interact with these models and use them in our LLM based applications. And it will also provide some of the open source data sets also. And the final one is the Chroma DB. Chroma DB is an vector database. It's an open source version of the vector database, which will allow us to store the data that is indexed. The data in the means the data we convert into the vector embeddings, and we those vector embeddings can be stored into this Chroma DB instead of querying, instead of indexing the data every time. So this is a very quick introduction about these all these three models, three components we are going to use in this demo. And we'll quickly take a look at that architecture, what we are going to implement here. Here we have a all those data sets that is of private data, audio, video, text, or images, and using the Llama index we can uh, connect this data, like convert this text data into we can do the indexing on this data, and while indexing we generate a vector embeddings. That vector embeddings can be generated by using the Hugging Face transformer models, and those generated vector embeddings, those are indexed, can be stored in the Chroma for lateral retrieval. Having said that one, let's get quickly get into the action and see how we can do that one. So here I have a notebook, a Python notebook that I created for this reading this data and converting into the embeddings and then storing into the Chroma DB. So for this one, I have a data a set of PDF files available in my local machine. So I put them all of them here, and I'm initializing the code using the Llama index, and then I'm using the Hugging Face models, embedding models to embed this data before in like while indexing this data. So that's why we use the Hugging Face embeddings, and then we are going to store this data finally into the vector database. That's why we have used the vector store here. This is some standard Python imports, and the interesting thing here is the embedding model. So this is the embedding model we are using to generate the vector embeddings for our data set that we have it in the PDF forms. We define the embedding models, and we define some of the chunk and overlap strategy. These numbers can be tried with different numbers, and we can come up with the best for the use case. And here I'm reading the data that is sitting in this data folder, all this PDF, and then I'm using that PDF data to generate the vector embedding and store it. So this cell is about just initializing the all the classes or components. And then here we have the Chroma DB. We are what we are doing. We are creating a Chroma DB as a at the location dot Chroma DB, and then we are creating a collection. Collection is like a table in a database. In case of this Chroma DB, it's a collection. Under that collection, we are going to store all the documents that we have it here. So while when we are doing this vector store index from document, these text documents get converted into the vector embeddings, and then they get stored into the vector database. And once we have the data in the vector database, we can query that vector database and ask the vector database to give a result. So to do that, we first we need to create the Chroma database from the location where we are storing the data. In the previous cell, we stored it in the .chroma DB, right? So we can use that location as a uh, yeah, so we stored this Chroma DB, the embeddings in this location with the index data, right? So we have to specify the same location while creating the Chroma DB client, and then we are getting the collection that we created in the previous step, and then we are getting a vector store, and using that vector store we can get the vector index. This is the standard Llama index Python libraries, and here we are getting a vector retriever. This will allow us to query the data. So let me go and run this create a client. So we created a client. So here we what we are going to do is we are going to run as a query engine on this index, and we can ask our questions. Here I'm asking a question about myself because I have some data here, so I'm putting it here. So yeah, this is the Python. This is the PDF document. I put all my details. Uh, it's trying to find that information from here. So I'm asking like Naresh Dulam is an individual with a background in engineering and software development. We can ask some more questions like where is Naresh currently living? Naresh currently living. So yeah, it shows that he is living in the McKinney, Texas. I'm living in Texas, so those information also we can get that one. So, but that information is stored as a string in this one. So that information is getting returned using this vector index as a query engine, because it is doing the semantic search on this index data and giving the results. Yeah, that's it for this video. A quick introduction on how we can use the Llama index and Hugging Face and the Chroma DB to store and get the data from the Chroma DB. Thank you.